the evolution of drive whose companions in Sidekicks. Let's expand on this engaging topic. When Doctor Who first debuted in 1963, the show's central characters were, of course, the Doctor himself, portrayed by William Hartnell, and his trusted companion, Susan Foreman, played by Carol Ann Ford. As a brilliant young girl from the future, Susan's story was woven into the Doctor's time-traveling adventures, setting a precedent for future companions who would not only aid the Doctor in his battles, but also undergo significant personal growth throughout their time with the series. However, in the early days, Susan was largely depicted as a sidekick or an auxiliary to the Doctor's character, serving mainly as a loyal companion who was sometimes asked for her help. She didn't always get to be in the forefront or share equal importance with the Doctor, often fading into the background to allow him to be the focus. For example, in the classic serial The Aztecs 1964, Susan barely interacts with the characters from ancient Aztec society, observing events unfold mainly through eavesdropping. As you delve into later companions, though, you'll notice a shift in dynamics where the companions take on more integral roles and become true partners in the Doctor's journey. Here's an expanded version of the paragraph. When Doctor Who first burst onto the scene in 1963, it was more of a showcase for the show's eponymous hero, with companions largely relegated to the background. In fact, Susan Foreman, the Doctor's granddaughter, was initially written as a bit of a sidekick, but her departure marked a shift in the way the show would handle its companions in the future. This was largely due to the creative influence of Verity Lambert, the show's first producer, who wanted to give the companions more agency and screen time. However, at the time, the show's format was still firmly rooted in the traditional scientist-in-a-box model, where the Doctor would typically face off against the villain alone, with the companions serving as a minor distraction or needing to be rescued. Susan's character, played by Carol Ann Ford, was often relegated to the sidelines, with her primary function being to facilitate the Doctor's adventures. The show's early run was also characterized by a lack of clear guidelines for companions' character development, leading to some inconsistent portrayals. For example, Vicky, played by Maureen O'Brien, was introduced as a companion who had grown up in time with the Doctor, but her backstory was not fully explored, leaving her character feeling somewhat two-dimensional. Similarly, Stephen Taylor, played by Peter Purves, was a hero who had befriended the Doctor and hitched a ride on the TARDIS, but his motivations and character arc were not given much attention. This lack of focus on the companions was partly due to the show's tight production schedule and the logistics of working with a relatively small cast, but it also reflected a broader culture of prioritizing the show's central hero and the week's big plot point. It would take a few more years and some creative experimentation before the show would truly begin to develop its companions as fully fledged characters with their own agency and emotional arcs.